Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships. And today we will be saying goodbye to the Tier 6 Soviet Union or Russian or whatever, Budyonny. And I know I'm probably butchering that name again, so forgive me, I'm pretty certain I'm saying it right. Anyway, we are on fault line. On our team, there is a Bogue, a Warspite, 2 Fusos, a Congo, 2 Aobas, Albas, Budyonny, Ognavoy, Nicholas, Minikaze, and a Clemson. On the enemy team, there's a Bogue, New Mexico, 2 Fusos, Congo, Nuremberg, 2 Nurembergs, Molotov, Mutsuki, Kamikaze, R, and a Nevny and Clemson. And I am joined by Zionas, who actually has seen one of my videos way back when. And he recognized me when I was actually playing a game. I think I was in my Minikaze. And he recognized me, and so, I don't know, we've been chatting in Chinese back and forth. My very poor Chinese, I will have to admit, my Chinese is very bad. But he wanted to see, he wanted my thoughts on how his skill is, so we decided to take it out, and I'm taking out the Budyonny. This was my last game with her, and it's kind of an exciting game. So we are being aggressive. We are moving towards C, and the Budyonny is probably as far as I can tell, a good ship to keep because of her very high reload. And we do meet up with the enemy Molotov, who does fire high explosive, and the Molotov, just like the Budyonny, has poor armor. Now, the Molotov has very high velocity shells. It has the same velocity shells as the Moskva at tier 10, but even then, you still don't want to show a broadside to a enemy cruiser who does have armor piercing up and ready. And that is, what, 5 citadels already? And that is first kill plus first blood. Or that is first blood. So we did pretty good. And now there's an enemy Mutsuki and a enemy Nevny. And we do switch back to high explosive. Can we take them out? Now he is currently in his Alba. And he's working his way up the Japanese line, which I fully endorse because the Japanese line is fantastic once you get up to the Myoko. Myoko is kind of a bit iffy. The Ibuki is fairly nice, but once you get to the Zao, the Zao is fantastic. But anyway, we're not talking about the Japanese line, we're talking about the Soviet line. Now, I will have to say, the Soviet line is something you really have to get used to. They're fast ships in a straight line, but if you try to turn, their turning circle radius is horrible. They have fantastic HE. Not as great as the Japanese line. Now, the Japanese line, high explosive, is their bread and butter. It's just what they do best. So we are on fire again, and we're gonna have to take the full fire, but that's okay. It's just one fire. It's not that big of a deal. Now, the Budyonny has fantastic reload time. Trust me, once you get up to the scores or the shores, I'm probably mispronouncing that too. The reload time is decreased by, I think, about 2 seconds longer, something like that. It's not a bad ship, but the Budyonny, fast reload time, and I completely mistrust this Mutsuki. I thought he was actually going to be moving further a little bit faster, but his engine is knocked out, so he's kind of dead in the water. We'll get about 3,000 points of damage. Can we get him? Can we take the kill? Now the Ognavoy is up there up front, firing his torpedoes. And I think, oh, Zionas gets a kill. Very good job, Zionas. And I'm hopefully pronouncing your name right. Now the Alba is, like I said, it's an okay ship. I never had much luck with her. And can we kill this Nevny? Yes, we can. Fantastic. Now here is a beautiful thing about the Budyonny. I know I keep jumping back and forth, but the Budyonny along with almost all the Soviet line up to, as far as what I can tell, has a pretty fantastic range. The Budyonny is not like any other tier 6 cruisers where you can get the option of having a fighter craft. You cannot get fighter crafts in the Soviet line, and so all you have is a scout plane, which is very beneficial because it does increase your range, and we are currently firing at over 17.5 kilometers, something like that. I don't know the exact range. It's 19.9 kilometers, which is fantastic. So we are getting some damage on this enemy Bogue, who is trying to creep away. Now the enemy Bogue is a little bit slow. We're not hitting him accurately at that range. The dispersion on the shells just kind of go AWOL, kind of go all over the place. We do get a incapacitation, knocked out his rudder, which is very beneficial, but it looks like the enemy Fuso is coming in to help his carrier. And now the Fuso is kind of a scary thing. That's the issues with the Soviet line. This is the issue I've had with the Soviet line, is their armor is paper thin. Like, if you thought the German line armor is thin, try going through the Soviet line. It is horribly thin. You can get citadeled from the front, even from other cruisers. So we have a Fuso to our left, and I believe a New Mexico. Yep, a New Mexico and another Fuso to our right. But right now my focus is try to take out this Fuso, but it looks like the Ognavoy did a fantastic job on taking him out. Now we can try to focus on the New Mexico. And the guns turn extremely slow. That's probably the only other bad thing I know. I don't mean to be dissing the Soviet line, because the Soviet line has its strengths. It's good at what it does. It's more of a long range fighting than a get in close, fire all weapons, do a lot of damage. It's better if you can dodge the enemy shots than anything else. And hopefully we can do some damage on this Fuso. And here's the... oh my word, I am really dissing the Soviet line. But another bad thing about the Soviet lines is the AA defense. It is shit. Downright shit. Because I only shot down one plane. Granted, that's always up to RNGesus and deciding whether or not your AA will actually hit the airplanes and kill him. But if you are focused down by the enemy CV, there isn't really much you can do. The AA defense is just, it's horrible. And I have gone through a lot of games and dying just because the enemy CV focused me down. So we are being really ballsy right now. We're 5 kilometers from an enemy Fuso who looks like he is currently reloading. So that's why he hasn't fired. And, oh, here it comes. Oh. We dodged shots. And we were angled. We weren't perfectly angled, but even then we took almost 4,500 points of damage, which is, considering, quite a bit for a tier 6 cruiser. That's what, about 7%? No, it's not 7%. It's 7 times the health of the cruiser, which is actually quite sad. Now I've seen how the Moskva handles, and once you get up to the Moskva, it looks like the Soviet line, turns out really good. But oh, working up this line is very difficult, I will have to say. Now, right now, we are doing actually really well. There's one enemy on this team, and Zionas, you did a fantastic job. You supported, you helped, you did what you could. That's better than what most other people do. So, we are going to try to go after this Congo, who is currently going after our ally CV, which I don't understand. He really should be focusing more on the objectives because we do have 2 caps. And I am actually currently ignoring an objective, but we have 2 caps to their 1. And I don't foresee this Congo actually winning. But it is very possible that the Congo can win. So we are trying to get in range. We're almost in range right now. But I think it would be better if we hold off if we can. But I don't exactly remember what my past self did. Oh, nope. As soon as we're in range, we're firing. But that's okay because, like I said, the Soviet line has good high explosive and fire chance. Now, if we can only land our shots, that would be fantastic. Looks like I'm a little off. I'm misjudging the angle and the speed of the Congo. But it looks like we got 1 hit. Not a lot of damage. Come on. Come on. Actually land your shots. I know I'm talking to myself in the past. And it's not like I was gonna listen to myself anyways. So I thought, hell, let's do something interesting. Let's make things interesting. Let's actually get up close as best as possible. And the Budyonny does have torpedoes. It has pretty much the oh shit torpedoes, which is meaning that it only has 4 kilometers. And that requires us getting extremely close to enemy Congo, which do want to remind everyone that the Congo does have fantastic secondaries. Not as great as, like, say, the Yamatos, but still pretty good secondaries. And our secondaries are actually pretty good. They're firing off at around 4.5 kilometers, 4.3 roughly, which is pretty good. Fortunately, he is ignoring us, so that means we can get closer. And since the Budyonny is fast traveling in a straight line, we can actually get close to him. And I really want to use my torpedoes. I want to try to do a torpedo run. And did you see there? My last salvo, and of course I died. Last salvo, I fired AP and I did 4,000 points of damage. So don't underestimate the AP damage that a cruiser can do to a broadside battleship. So I think this is going to be it for this video. We are saying goodbye to the Budyonny and hello to the scores. You guys have a great day. Zaijian.